Yeah.
There's less than a month left before the much-anticipated showdown between WBA super featherweight champion Lamont Roach Jr. and WBA lightweight champion Tank Davis. Roach is set to do what 30 other boxers could not defeat the seemingly indomitable Davis. However, the odds are stacked heavily against him, and it's becoming clearer every day that the boxing world has already written him off. Or have they? Recent reports suggest that Tank was knocked out by his sparring partner back in his camp, sparking a new wave of speculation and intrigue leading up to the fight.
I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is.
The lead up to this fight has been a rocky road full of delays and setbacks. Initially, the bout was scheduled for December, but it was pushed back to January, and now it's tentatively set for March 1st in Brooklyn, New York. This delay has not worked in Roach's favor, despite the extra time to prepare. He has yet to convince fans and analysts alike that he has what it takes to dethrone Davis. While fans eagerly await the spectacle, many have already made up their minds Roach doesn't stand a chance. The underdog's path has been anything but smooth, and the boxing world's skepticism continues to loom over him.
I think he actually took this fight for the naysayers and all this and all the people talking shit about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog, and he want to prove his skills against a dog. So I'm gonna show y'all what happens when two dogs in there.
Earlier, Roach posted a video on YouTube showcasing some of his recent training camp footage. However, the video didn't quite have the intended effect. It featured several clips stitched together, each showing Roach landing clean, devastating shots that seemingly dropped his sparring partners one after another. At first glance, it could be interpreted as a display of his ferocity in the ring, but the reactions from fans and boxing enthusiasts painted a very different picture. Instead of being impressed, many questioned the quality of his sparring partners, suggesting that the footage was perhaps a misleading attempt to hype up his power, rather than a true reflection of his preparation for the fight ahead. This has only added to the skepticism surrounding Roach's ability to compete with Davis at the highest level.
I say 9th round.
What?
I say 9th round.
You said 9?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared. Look, he looked at night.
I'm telling him, you saying you going down?
The situation becomes even more complicated when considering the history between the two fighters. Davis and Roach have shared the ring before during their amateur careers, and according to reports, Davis got the better of Roach in both of their amateur bouts, winning both encounters. This fact, along with Roach's struggles to impress in his recent sparring footage, has done little to convince fans who remain skeptical of his abilities. Although Roach may have hoped the clips would excite his supporters, they were quickly picked up by social media accounts like Pound for Pound and shared with a wider audience. The question they posed was simple: does Roach have a real shot against Davis? Or is this just a case of wishful thinking? The backlash was swift, and fans didn't hold back. The general consensus was clear: Roach's sparring footage did little to convince the boxing public that he could pull off a shock victory against Davis. In fact, it seemed to have the opposite effect. One fan even went so far as to say, footage like this is always a red flag. Who are they trying to convince by releasing this? This sentiment spread throughout the comments section. For many, sparring footage simply wasn't enough to sway their opinion, especially when the person being showcased has a lackluster knockout record. It's a common strategy in boxing to release sparring videos to hype up a fight, but the issue with this particular footage was that it failed to deliver the intended impact.
Fight, you know what I'm saying? Because Roach always, he come to fight. And I think it's a great fight. Everybody talking all that stuff about, oh, why Roach? Because he signed and took the fight, you know what I'm saying? And it's good for the community.
Roach's record stands at 25 wins, but only 10 of those victories have come by knockout. That statistic alone raises questions about his power, especially when considering the opponent he's about to face, Tank Davis, who has earned a reputation as one of the hardest hitters in boxing. Davis is an entirely different beast. It's hard to imagine Roach, who has struggled with his knockout rate, being able to get the better of Davis. let alone knock him out. Many fans quickly dismissed the sparring footage, pointing out that it was unlikely to offer any real insight into how Roach might fare against a fighter of Davis's caliber.
And Lamar Roach, is that the right opponent for Tank?
I don't know why everybody is kind of sleeping on Lamar, but he has a decorated amateur career too. He's a very sturdy kid. He's very skilled. Tank is Tank, you know. And when I say
One fan responded bluntly, asking Roach's team to stop releasing such footage. Stop it. There's a reason Tank ducked his whole weight class and went to 130 pounds again. Go figure. The comment read, this reference to Davis's decision to move down in weight, ostensibly to avoid certain challenges, only added fuel to the fire. Fans have long criticized Davis for avoiding a showdown with rising star Shocker Stevenson, who holds a title at lightweight. In their eyes, Davis's move down to 130 pounds could be seen as a strategic move to sidestep the toughest challenges, leaving many to question whether Davis's dominance at lightweight is as impressive as it appears. Another comment that gained traction came from a fan, who condemned Roach for bragging about dropping his sparring partners. There's zero point in bragging about hurting your sparring partners. They're not there to co-tank by round 5. The comment said, sparring is a controlled environment designed to help fighters improve their skills, not to knock each other out. It's a way for boxers to work on technique, timing, and defense, not to land knockout blows. Roach, by his own admission, has been working on refining his game and getting into peak condition for the fight. But showcasing footage of sparring partners being dropped by his punches seemed like a misplaced attempt to make his training camp appear more impressive than it truly was.
Little big bro coming out with the upset. A lot of people are going to pick Tank going into that fight, but how do you see that playing out?
I see my brother walking out victorious. No, there's no doubt. Not because that's my brother, but because I seen him.
Criticism of Roach's knockout power has followed him throughout much of his career. With just a 40% knockout rate, Roach is hardly known for his ability to finish fights with one punch. Fans are quick to point out that a fighter with such a low knockout ratio would likely have a hard time putting away someone like Davis, who has earned a reputation as a knockout artist. One fan went so far as to suggest that Roach's camp was resorting to extreme measures to hype up his chances, implying that the sparring partners Roach was showcasing might not even be legitimate opponents, but hired paid actors to build up his confidence. The comment read, highlighting the growing frustration among fans who have little faith in Roach's chances.
Roach, but you know, when you're looking at Shakur Stevenson, when you're looking at, you know, these other fighters that he should really be fighting, you know, he don't want to do them fights. He wants to retire.
Yeah.
So don't come and but don't come and come at me.
Yeah.
And go, oh yeah, let's give it all, you know, very big bollocks, and go, oh yeah, let's.
Despite the skepticism, a few fans held out hope for an upset. I'd love to see him end Javin's career and drop his stock, but that's highly unlikely. One fan admitted, while these fans wanted to see Roach pull off an unexpected victory, they also recognized the reality of the situation. Davies is one of the most feared fighters in the sport, and it's hard to imagine Roach, with his limited knockout power and lack of success against Davis in the past, being able to pull off an upset.
It's like that. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. It's gonna get active.
Meanwhile, another intriguing piece of information was unfolding behind the scenes. Reports surfaced that Tank Davis had recently been dropped during sparring. This news has only added more fuel to the fire, sparking rumors and speculation about Davis's own preparation for the fight. If Davis, a fighter known for his knockout power, can be dropped during sparring, it raises questions about his vulnerability in the ring. Could Roach exploit this weakness, or is this just another sign that Davis's training camp is being blown out of proportion?
What was that to you, like that moment in sparring?
What? When I saw him?
Yeah, because he said you never heard him and nothing like that.
He was scared to even get in the ring with me. And he talked about he stopped somebody before me, right?
Yeah.
I mean, one of my guys. No, he didn't. No, he did touch him up, but he didn't stop him. He didn't stop him.
While Roach is dropping sparring partners left and right, Davis's camp is dealing with its own set of challenges. Some are questioning whether Davis's camp has the depth of talent necessary to prepare him for a fighter of Roach's caliber, especially considering the rumors surrounding his sparring sessions. If Tank can be dropped in training, what will happen when he faces Roach in the ring? Will Davis's knockout power be enough to shut down Roach's momentum? Or will the underdog be able to surprise everyone and defy the odds? Despite reports of Davis being dropped, he is still showing no signs of slowing down, keeping his focus on the upcoming challenge. With the weight of his WBA lightweight title on the line, Davis is laser focused on maintaining his reign as one of boxing's most feared and skilled fighters. Despite Roach being a relatively unknown name to many casual boxing fans, he is far from a slouch in the ring. The reigning WBA super featherweight champion earned special permission from the sanctioning body to move up in weight and challenge for a world title in the second division, all while still retaining his 130 pounds title. This move is ambitious, as Roach will be stepping into the much larger division of lightweight, where Davis has established himself as a dominant force. However, while many are dismissive of Roach's chances, Tank is taking the challenge seriously, understanding that the fighter from Washington, D.C. has the skills to cause him trouble.
I don't give a fuck who you come with. I know who you come with. Them niggas ain't gonna be able to stop none of this shit. I don't give a fuck.
I know, I'm
they can have all that coke.
Davis, who was elevated from regular to full WBA world champion in November 2023 after Devin Haney-Relink aced the title, has made it clear that he is not overlooking Roach, having faced him twice in their amateur careers. Tank is fully aware of Roach's technical abilities, but Davis is also keenly aware that the stakes are far higher now, with both men fighting for more than just bragging rights in their professional careers. The two former amateurs are now stepping into the realm of the pros, where every punch counts. Tank is not taking any chances with his preparation, knowing that the fight ahead will be a true test of his skills and mentality.
D and Baltimore guys don't like each other. You know what I mean? So it was a DC guy that I got into it with. You know what I mean? So one of the older guys named Dane.
In the lead up to the fight, Davis has made a statement with his training footage, showing fans that he is sharpening every aspect of his game. One of the most striking displays came in the form of a 13-second clip where Davis demonstrated blistering hand speed during a pad routine with his coach, Patrice Harris. The footage went viral quickly, with fans and analysts alike watching in awe as Tank's hands moved at a pace that seemed almost too quick to track. The clip quickly generated a wave of comments, with many praising Davis for his blistering speed and seemingly impeccable shape. One fan summed it up succinctly: "Now he is looking sharp." Another echoed the sentiment, adding, "Looks to be in incredible shape already." Yet another comment highlighted Davis' speed, stating, "Fastest hands at lightweight." The praise was widespread, and it was clear that Davis had made a serious impression with the short clip. Some even went as far as to say, "He keeps getting faster," pointing to the consistency of Tank's evolution as a fighter and making it clear that he is not simply resting on his laurels. You're absolutely right. Speed isn't the only aspect of Davis's preparation that's making waves. His fitness has also become a major talking point. Tank has always been known for his explosive power and relentless aggression, but the combination of his hand speed and improved conditioning suggests he's aiming for a new level of intensity. Davis has proven time and again that he's one of the most dangerous fighters in the game, but his commitment to pushing himself even further indicates that he's not just looking to win, he's looking to dominate. As we get closer to fight night, all signs point to a Davis who is as prepared as ever, ready to showcase his evolving skill set against Roach.
Just overall being something that he's not been in the ring with. I'm the total package, and honestly, sometimes I think he doubts himself. But I'm a competitor.
Exactly. While the news that Tank was dropped in sparring has certainly grabbed attention, it's important to remember that sparring is a very different environment from the actual fight. Fighters use sparring to work on things like defense, new tactics, and even pushing their limits. It's a controlled setting, and mistakes or slip-ups can happen, especially when testing new strategies. The key takeaway here is that it doesn't necessarily reflect his performance on fight night, where the intensity and stakes are much higher. Davis is a seasoned pro, and he's shown time and time again that he's capable of bouncing back from setbacks, using every challenge to refine his skills and adapt. While the news of him being dropped might spark some conversation, it doesn't change the fact that Davis is still one of the most dangerous fighters in the division.
What? Who said that? You said what? You said what? Yeah, that's why I've been waiting for the niggas to talk. How much you want back? How much you want to bet? Because I came up here alone. How much y'all want back? How much you want back? Just cut it out. Huh?
Despite the sparring mishap, Davis's fans are still confident in his readiness for Roach. Tank has always been known for his ability to adjust and learn from each fight and training session. His camp is meticulous, with a strong focus on methodical preparation, and Tank has consistently proven his ability to rise to the occasion when needed. However, this fight isn't just about Tank's preparation, it's part of a stacked event featuring several exciting matchups on the undercard, which adds to the overall anticipation. Fans are eagerly awaiting a night filled with intense action, knowing that the whole card will bring excitement leading up to the main event.
What? Who said that? You said what? You said what? Yeah, that's why I've been waiting for the niggas to talk. How much you want back? How much you want to bet? Because I came up here alone. How much y'all want back? How much?
While many are excited for the upcoming showdown between Tank Davis and Lamont Roach, not everyone is optimistic about Roach's chances. Rolando Romero, who has fought Davis in the past, doesn't hold back in his analysis of the fight. Romero, having experienced Davis's power and skill firsthand, sees this as a one-sided match unless something unexpected happens on fight night. He believes the odds are heavily stacked in Tank's favor. Romero begins his critique by pointing out Roach's decision to move up in weight to challenge Tank, a choice he doesn't think will work out well for the Washington, D.C. native. Lamont Roach is moving up in weight. That's not a good thing, man. You're fighting a vicious puncher, Romero says. While he acknowledges Roach's talent, Romero is concerned about how the added weight will affect Roach's performance against a much stronger, harder-hitting opponent like Tank. Moving up in weight brings its own set of challenges, and Romero sees this as a significant disadvantage for Roach in the matchup.
My whole family is from DC. My whole family, like my entire family.
Don't bring them. Don't bring them.
For what?
Don't bring them. I'm telling you,
they gonna celebrate with me. Yeah.
Romero goes on to further emphasize the difference between his own fight with Tank and what Roach will face in the ring. You can't compare my fight with Tank to Roach's fight because I'm another puncher, Romero states confidently. While Romero acknowledges his own power, he stresses that Tank is on a whole different level. According to Romero, Davis's punching power is not just explosive, but it's also more devastating, more calculated, and far more precise. He draws a sharp distinction between his own style and Tank's, suggesting that the Baltimore native is a much more complete and dangerous fighter. Romero's analysis underscores his belief that Tank's power is a greater threat to Roach, one that will be tough to overcome.
Beat his ass for y'all talking.
Shit. Wait,
for real. I better be quiet.
I don't give a fuck if y'all was quiet, if y'all was loud.
We got the hood over there. Like, twist.
Romero doesn't hold back when discussing Roach's chances against Tank, believing that Roach's only hope is that Tank's punches won't land, or that his own movement will be fast enough to evade them. However, in Romero's eyes, Tank's punching power is simply too dangerous for Roach to withstand. He sees it as a massive hurdle that Roach won't be able to overcome. When asked if there's any possible way for Roach to win, Romero's response is sharp and direct. There is no realistic path to victory for Roach, regardless of how the fight unfolds. According to Romero, unless something unexpected happens, Tank's strength and skill will be too much for Roach to handle.
Would you consider you and Javante friends?
Friends? Probably.
Is it going to be hard to go in the ring and fight your friend?
Not at all.
Are you all going to be friends after?
Yeah, why not?
Either way it goes.
Both making money.
But you guys are making each other bleed.
Hopefully I just make him bleed.
True.
Romero's analysis is clear. Too much experience, too much power, too much weight, everything is in Tank's favor. He stresses that while Roach may have certain strengths, they won't be enough to overcome the sheer advantages Tank brings into the ring. Tank's experience, superior punching power, and ability to thrive at the higher weight class all play a huge role in the matchup, and these are areas where Roach will struggle to adjust. Romero is confident that Roach's skills won't be able to match the raw power, technique, and conditioning Tank possesses. Given how everything is stacked in Tank's favor, Romero simply can't envision a scenario where Roach pulls off the win.
Rounds, then he's gonna download the data, then he gonna knock this dude out in round 7 or 8, then he gonna do the backflip, then Jim Gray's gonna get in the ring, or Caleb Plant's wife, and say, who do you want next? And Tank's gonna say, I want all those guys, and they're gonna go to the press conference, and Elliot Setback's gonna say, who do you want next? He say, I want all the...
Romero isn't buying the argument that Roach might be a better boxer than Tank. He makes it clear, saying, you can make a claim like, oh, maybe this person is a better boxer, but he's not a better boxer than Tank. For Romero, the idea that Roach could outbox Davis is just fantasy. He argues that Tank has superior boxing skills, something Roach simply can't match. Romero knows firsthand how Tank can break down opponents with his speed, accuracy, and boxing IQ. Tank's defensive abilities and his control over the pace of a fight are things Roach will have to contend with. And Romero doesn't believe Roach has the tools to compete at that level. Romero further reinforces his point by highlighting other areas where Tank has the advantage. He's not a bigger puncher, he's not bigger than Tank, and he's moving up in weight, so that might make him a little slower, Romero points out. He sees Tank as the superior fighter in every department, stronger, faster, and more powerful. Romero argues that Roach's move up in weight could actually work against him, slowing him down and affecting his agility, with the fight taking place in a weight class where Tank is more comfortable. Romero doesn't believe Roach will be able to match him physically.
His ass for y'all talking. For real. I better be quiet.
I don't give a fuck if y'all was
all that ski mask and all that.
We got the whole hood over there.
Like, twisted